Hello and welcome to Green Pass Gaming. This is a quick tutorial on what PlayStation Now actually is, how to set it up on Windows 10, how to get your controller attached, and just a quick look in one of the games. If you are well versed in installing software, then you probably need to skip the first part of this video because it's all fairly basic, to be honest. If you're interested to see what PlayStation Now has to offer, it might be worth zipping through to the second half. I will put some timestamps to hopefully help you out, so have a look in the description. Okay, so to start off with, what is PlayStation Now? Well, PlayStation Now is a streaming service that PlayStation have had for a number of years now, actually. Basically, you can stream PlayStation games to your Windows 10 PC. I believe it's also available on PlayStation 4. The service does require a subscription, but currently there is a 7-day free trial period. So if you're interested, now's the time to jump in. So I'm just going to quickly show you how to get it installed on your Windows 10 PC and go from there. So open up Google and search for PlayStation Now. You need to make sure that you're definitely clicking a PlayStation.com URL. But there we go, PlayStation Now. And it will take you through to a window that looks like this. You may get a window that looks slightly different depending on the link that you've clicked, and the other window that you get may look like this. They're both PlayStation. One's the Great Britain page, English. The other one, I believe, is the American version. I believe, no, perhaps not. One's the store and one isn't, I think. Two different versions, it's fine. Basically, you can join PlayStation Now by clicking there on this particular screen. Or if you get this screen, you can click on free trial and go through to there. So if we click on there, you can see there's 4 options. There's 12 months, 3 months and 1 month, and the price is according, but there's also a 7-day free trial. If you want to give that a go, obviously click on there. You input your credentials and that will basically go through and set up an account where you have to put in a username and a password, and I believe you have to put in credit card details as well, although they won't take any money from your account for the first 7 days, and you are free to cancel at any time, and if you do cancel within the 7-day period, you won't be charged for any of that. So once you've set up the account, make sure you remember your username and login details, because you will need those once you've logged into the app itself. So we're just going to go back, assuming that you've set up an account. We're going to go back. And if you come back to this page, we basically click download PS Now for Windows PC, or if you accidentally navigated back to this page, if you scroll down, you will see that PlayStation Gaming on PC, get started with PS Now on PC. Clicking both of those will take you through to the same window. So if we click on that, it comes up with this page, and it basically gives you a little bit of an overview of what it is. There is a minimum spec. I will put that in the description below if you're interested. So that's a minimum PC and connection speed setting. So we'll click download the PC app. And you can see in the bottom left corner, it's now starting to download, and it's actually 111 megabytes as of recording this. Depending on the speed of your connection, this will obviously take various amounts of time. As it's coming out, got about 5 seconds left. Depending on which browser you did this in, I can click here and it will open this little exe file. You may have to browse to your downloads folder for your particular browser and just double click the PlayStation Now.exe file. I'm just going to click this, and that will fire it up. There we go. Welcome to PlayStation Now Setup Wizard. So we click next. We obviously read the end user license agreement, like I'm sure we always do, and accept the terms. This is the location it will install the files to. Do we want shortcuts on the desktop and start menu? Yes, please. And then installation. Now this little window that pops up here, sometimes you'll get a little flashing shield down here, and this window won't actually pop up until you click it. So be mindful of that. Mine pops up straight away. If you do have the shield and it's flashing, just click it and then this little window pops up anyway. So you need to click yes, and then another one will pop up. Click yes to that as well. And then it will install all of the files that we need to actually be able to run PlayStation Now. And then once that's done, make sure the Launch PlayStation Now box is ticked and click Finish, and that will take us into the app. So there we go. That's relatively straightforward so far. Now, game streaming is quite popular at the moment. Obviously, Microsoft have released their cloud gaming service via the Game Pass app on mobile devices. That's a streaming service that needs a subscription. PlayStation Now is similar, that it needs a subscription, is also a streaming service, but unfortunately you can't play PlayStation Now games on mobile, not natively anyway. I'm sure there's some hacks out there, but so it's only on PC at the moment. So we log in with our credentials that we put in earlier. So put in your details. Now there is a two-part verification system to this, and it normally asks you for your a number that it sends to your mobile phone. It hasn't done it on this occasion because I have installed this a few times, but if that pops up and you've put a mobile phone number, and you'll be text a number, 6-digit number, put that in, and then you'll be to where we are on this screen. So this is basically the storefront, and as you can see, you can start a free trial there, but hopefully we've already done that bit. And if we have, we come up here and click sign in, and we log in with the credentials that we inputted earlier. So I'm just going to put mine in here. Bear with me. And we click sign in. This is where the two-part verification system is, sorry. There we go. So let's put the number in. Where did my text message go? There we go. Verify that. Did I put it in wrong? Yes, I did. Click verify, and then it actually takes us in. And there we go. So we're on the storefront. So next what we need to do is we need to make sure we have a controller. I don't believe these games can be used with mouse and keyboard, so we need to hook up a controller. Now you can hook up a number of controllers. You can hook up a DualShock 3 from your PlayStation 3 era. You can hook up a DualShock 4. When I say hook up, you probably need to plug them in via USB. I believe you can also hook up a Xbox 360 wired controller. You can hook up an Xbox One wired controller, and if you have either Bluetooth or the little Xbox dongle, you should be able to connect to your PC wirelessly. I will put links to the Xbox wireless dongle in the description below, but if your controller and PC support Bluetooth, then you can connect via that as well. So once you've plugged your controller in, I've actually got an Xbox One controller. You come up here, and if you hover over it says click to use controller. So we click that, and it's trying to detect my controller, and there we are. As you can hear and see, I'm using this as a controller. That's absolutely fine. So this is the storefront. This is what we've got in here. So for your monthly subscription, you can see the sort of games that we've got. So we've got Hitman 2, Resident Evil 7, Watch Dogs 2, Final Fantasy 15, Siege. You know, some big popular titles. These are the recently added ones. So they're all split into different categories. This one's a strange one. Control seems to be on here, but when you go in there, it won't actually let you play it. And the strange thing is it says it's a PS3 game, which most people know that it's a PS4 game, and it won't actually let me start, unfortunately, so I'll come back out of there. Bloodborne, I had a quick look in Bloodborne, perhaps we'll fire that up in a second. What else have we got? We've got lots of stuff. It's worth checking out. One of the downsides, obviously, to streamed games is the latency and the quality of the graphics. So we'll have a quick look at that, but we've got Last of Us, Little Big Planet 3, God of War Remastered. They did have the PlayStation 4 version of God of War and Uncharted 4, but that doesn't seem to be on here anymore. So games obviously come and go, a little bit like Game Pass. And then we've got lots of other stuff. We've got indies, shooters, beat-em-ups. I'm not sure this would be so good for shooters. It doesn't really have the twitch reactions that you might need with the latency involved. So let's go up to Bloodborne. We'll click in here and see what this looks like. Now, apologies if the sound is quite loud. Hopefully you'll be able to hear me still. So let's just start the game. There we go. So it's noticed that I've got basically a controller that isn't a DualShock 3 or 4. I'm obviously again on my Xbox One controller, and it's acknowledged that. So I'm going to click that, and it tells me a few things. So I can escape the game by pressing escape. I obviously don't get motion support. The labels of the buttons are going to be different, and obviously there's no touchpad function on the Xbox One controller. But other than that, it will work perfectly fine. So we're just going into the game. As you can see, this is streaming, so this game isn't being downloaded to my PC at all. It's being streamed live, and every input that I put from the controller is having to go from my PC over to the Sony servers, interact, and then come back. Now this loading screen always looks a little bit rubbish, in all honesty, with regards to graphical fidelity, but once we're into the game it gets a lot better. I'm going to move the mouse pointer over there. So it's starting up as it would normally if you had a PS4 in front of you with either the game downloaded or a disc version. I'm going to play offline, I believe. So I've not played this before, so it's probably got some setting up to do. Just adjust the brightness, perhaps. It's all fine.
Oh, yeah. Pale blood.
Here we are, we're playing the game.
Well, you've come to the right place. Yeah.
I don't seem to be able to skip this. Oh, that's interesting, so we can put all of these details in. The controls feel quite snappy, actually. I was quite surprised. Let's put a name in. It seems to desperately want me to put a name in. If you found this useful in any way, please consider subscribing, liking the video. It goes a long way. We're still a relatively new channel, so these things certainly do go a long way. Yes, we realise that. So we're going in. As you can see, it's relatively painless. You don't need a super whizzy PC to be able to play this because, as I say, it is being streamed. You probably do need a semi-decent internet connection, and I will try and find out the minimum specs of those and put those in the description below. If you're playing on an Xbox controller via Bluetooth, you do need a specific controller, and I will paste a link on what Xbox controllers on Bluetooth.
Don't you worry.
So here we are, I'm in the game. So, you know what? The controls feel pretty snappy, they really do. I think this is a game I could quite easily play. Via streaming. So I'm just going to press escape and I'm going to close the game. Do I want to close the game? Yes. And that takes us back to our previous menu, and then we can choose a different game, and then we're off again. So Heavy Rain, Knack, and Everybody's Tennis. There's lots to choose from, so it's definitely worth downloading and giving a go, particularly with the free trial. So yeah, it's a very good service. It's worth trying out. If you've found this video helpful, please consider hitting the like button, subscribing, telling people, share the love. We're a relatively new channel, so any like and subscribe goes a long way. And we'll probably do another tutorial video very soon. Hopefully you found this video very helpful, and I'll see you on the next one.